I had said before the season I worried about San Francisco. J-Mac is my witness. I said I think they've peaked. They're getting very old. They're getting very reliant on Christian McCaffrey. I did not like all the money talk and the noise in the offseason. That creates some animosity. There are reports this morning from a reporter, Mike Silver, that there's a weird vibe in the locker room. And this morning, here's what we know about the Niners. They've beaten the Jets and the Patriots. And their defense, the names are bigger than production. It's just not that intimidating. Windows close because of the regulated level of violence very quickly in the NFL. Players get old fast. The only thing that lasts a long time in this league is the great coach, great quarterback combination. Walsh and Montana, Belichick and Brady, Reed and Mahomes. You get the right coach and the right quarterback, that puppy can last a long time. But does this sound like it lasts a long time? Super physical team that's solid at quarterback. Now, I know what you're saying. Brock Purdy's more than that. Folks, Brock Purdy in his career now, it's been established. When he leads, bit of a front runner, 131 quarterback rating. In his career, when Brock Purdy trails in the fourth quarter, his passer rating is 62. He is good when he's comfortable. He's good with a lead. He's not good trailing. Here comes the house, and everybody knows you've got to throw it. And that is the difference between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy. If you know he's throwing, he's not anything other than ordinary. The roster's physical, but when you watch that game, it was Arizona that was spry and dynamic and twitchy and had young stars, McBride and Kyler and Harrison on offense. That's what it looked like to me. I just don't see and I don't feel the magic with the Niners, and maybe it's just this. Christian McCaffrey's the magic. About 3 or 4 times a game, he turns a 3 to 4 yard gain into a 24-yard gain. Kyle Shanahan's record without him is a losing record. And I like Kyle, but I don't see the special. They blew another fourth quarter lead. They've become a terrible red zone offense. Last year, they were the #1 red zone offense. Now, they're one of the worst. 22 trips, 9 touchdowns. What's missing? Christian McCaffrey. That's it. Same O-line. Debo, Kittle, Kyle, same names on defense. Why are they so bad in the red zone? The magic was Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, let's talk about this because I think we're being a little too harsh right now, okay? First off, trying to rip Purdy because he's, better with a lead than not with a lead. You can say that essentially about every single quarterback under the sun. That's number one. Especially because Purdy has limited experience playing from behind because the team has been so dominant. So obviously his numbers are going to be skewed a little bit, especially when you're playing from behind. You're usually playing now a team that's beating you, right? You're already having, a bad game. So I feel as though those stats can be quite misleading, right? The way how that was just kind of phrased was kind of like Purdy can only play when he's got the lead. When he doesn't, he's not good. And it's like, let's settle down here being that extreme. Yeah, listen, you lost to a feisty Cardinals team right now, okay? With Kyler Murray, who, as Shanahan put it, can be one of the most dangerous players in the NFL. And it's true. He ran for 83 yards. Okay, I mean, it was 11.9 yards per carry. That's devastating. That's what happens with these insanely hypermobile quarterbacks, is that they have potential, like a Kyler Murray, has the potential to have a game where he plays absolutely out of his mind. And then he also has games where he plays absolutely awful and, and looks like he's never played in the NFL before. And that makes it incredibly hard to game plan against, just from a defensive perspective. And again, I think with the 49ers, the run game was great. I mean, they were averaging 5.9 yards per carry, 153 yards on 26 carries. Purdy looked really mobile. He had 4 carries for 33 yards. I mean, he was doing some big things even just with his mobility, right? And then you have a blocked field goal for a touchdown. They had all the momentum. 23-10, and then the tipped interception, right? Like it tipped the scales, and then you had the fumble, and it was just, in the red zone. Like those were things that were a combination between bad luck. It was, to me, it was more bad luck than bad football, right? Especially especially the intercept, the fumble, because the way how he was kind of like how he got thrown back, it just kind of left everything a little bit more vulnerable, as well as not a seasoned veteran running back, as well as that tipped pass that then skyrocketed in the air. Like Purdy was leading the 49ers into field goal range, right? Like they had every chance to then kick that field goal and win the game, and it just didn't unfold that way. It just got tipped. And those things, if those things keep happening, then we could say, yeah, Purdy's not good, or yeah, the 49ers aren't good. But those types of situations, to me, are more flukes and more just the football gods than poor execution or just bad play or bad coaching, right? I don't think that's entirely fair to kind of stack that on. And again, if it continues, then I'll say, yeah, this is just not good. This is just a badly coached team, or Purdy is not good enough, right? Like I will say those things, but I'm always hesitant to isolate such specific plays. If Purdy, if there was a minute 30 to go and Purdy just threw a terrible interception where it was like, you just threw that ball into double coverage across your body, like, what are you doing? You only need to feel. Then I would say that's bad. Purdy, he can't handle the moment, right? That's not what happened. It was an unfortunate tip that skyrocketed into the air and then was able to be intercepted. Like, it's just, again, to me, I chalk it up to the football gods. If you want to chalk it up to Purdy not being good in crunch time or being too small or whatever, okay, have at it. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just not. I think that's just a bridge too far to come crashing down on Purdy and the 49ers. Have other teams caught up a little bit to them? Sure. But you know what? This is what I really think right now. Around the entire NFL, every team is just pretty average. Every team is just pretty good, right? There's a few really bad teams. I don't think there's any great elite teams. And I think all the teams around the NFL are just pretty good. They all have the potential to really do a huge punch, and they all have the potential to really lay an egg. 1 minute, the Cardinals look like they are awful and they're getting smoked by the Commanders. The next minute, they're playing another game and they're dominating the Rams, right? Like, it's just all over the place this year for all teams all over the NFL, right? So I'm just not going to isolate the 49ers for that. This is really the definition of, we have to just kind of wait and see what these teams continue to evolve into. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Brock Purdy and the 49ers? Do you think they're not as good? Do you think that they're in serious trouble, like Colin is saying? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be a part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.